Hello everyone, welcome to another one of our guide fit to figure out which card is which and where to find them in the latest Magic the Gathering expansion, Brothers War. This set was officially released, if I'm not mistaken, on the 18th of November last year. And the pre-release was actually on the 11th of November of last year. Now, through this series, what we will try to do is for each main expansion and for each subsets and expansions, we will try and explain the different versions of Magic the Gathering cards that you can find in the set itself. For example, here is Brothers War, which product you can actually find them, and the likelihood of opening them. So this was another set released by Hasbro, and it's no surprise that it can't even remember which version it is for which card and in their own videos. If you've seen their video on Twitch regarding, like, I think it was a collector's box and opening, the poor man that was doing it didn't even know which version was which. So this is why we're doing this, right? We've navigated these high waters for you, so to try and ensure some clarity and shed some light on all the products and all the versions, so that you can know how to better collect them and where to find them. So without further ado, in large brush strokes, outside of the usual MTG scope of cards, there are the following types of cards that you can find in this set. So first off are the Mech basic land cards, which are the more extended versions of cards, such as this one. Then you have the retro frame artifact cards, which are like this one. And then you have the transformer cards with a shattered version of it as well, shattered glass version. So this is left one is the normal version, shattered glass is this one. Again, this is just the intro part. We will go into in depth of the actual differences. Then you have the Borderless Planeswalkers or alternate Borderless art for each card. And then you have the Jumpstart cards, which are just, they look exactly the same like the normal cards. Then you also have, the retrofitting cards also include the commander deck cards, and you have the extended art cards, such as this one, and the Meld Cards, which are really cool. And there are other small differences of versions by version card. For example, you can find a specific version of Queen Caleb in Krog and to the gift bundle. And then you have the usual list cards and the art cards. So without further ado, let's try and go on to our next one and compare some of the Mech cards. So this on the left is a swamp, and on the right is an island, and then they're foil. And then here on the left, here I'll try and center it properly, and here on the right is a normal island. So as you can see here, basically the Mech, the difference is that there is a big Mech robot and whatever you want to call it, staying right on front of it, and the foiling is the same foiling that you get. It's quite nice, especially for the redder effects. It's quite evident and cool. And it's really, really beautiful. But again, there's nothing fancy compared to what we will get, for example, in the next edition, which is for External will be 1, or in previous editions. There's nothing really that stands out and compared to a normal swamp foil from the same set, or an island foil. But this is basically it for the lands. Now, these Mech land cards can be found in draft booster packs, and you can get one non-foil in about 25% of the cards. a set booster pack, which gets you either one foil or one non-foil card in about 27% of the packs, and then in collector booster packs we have one foil card guaranteed per pack. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, these two came from our collector's booster unboxing. Next up, we have the retro frame artifacts. Now, the retro frame artifacts are 63 older artifacts that were brought back into this set with a retro frame style. Now, they're not standard legal, but you can play with them in a draft or in limited. And they're quite interesting. There are two types of them. On the left, you can see here, this is the normal retro frame artifact. And it just has the old border. This is a defense grid. It has the old border of the defense grid. I think this is also the original illustration by Mark Tedin, or Tedin. I'm sorry if I butchered the name. I do know the artist. He's I know of the artist, and not that I know him personally, but he's a really great artist. And on the right, instead, here you can see the schematic version of it. The schematic version is just a different illustration, and this is the foil schematic version. The non-foil schematic version comes in the same border, nothing else. Just the only thing that's different is you don't have the comment here for the foiling, which is how they used to foil some of the old cards. Furthermore, if you can see here, you also have different flavor text. And it's quite nice. If you read some of this flavor text, it's quite cool. And I wanted to show you also the foiling of it, of cards such as this one, is different from a normal card, because as you can see, it's only the border. I don't know if you can see that really well. Yeah, I think you can. You can see it kind of well. You can see that it's only the border that actually has foiling. So in and of itself, the text box and the illustration have no foiling whatsoever. Whereas if you compare it to a normal Quinkaila Bing Krug or Krog, you can see like the foiling appears here and appears here, and that's about it. Also, you can note that these ones don't have the hollow mark for authenticity from Wizards of the Coast. Now, we didn't open or didn't get lucky enough to open up some of the double foil serialized schematics, but you can see, we will attach it in this video just now. You should be able to see a different type of foiling for them, on the fact that on the bottom left there is 1 out of 100, how many, whatever number it is, because it's a serial, it's a serialized card, so whatever card it is out of 500, sorry, not 100. And also the fact that the foiling in of itself is much more enhanced. It's called double rainbow for a reason. It's much flashier. Furthermore, you can also get, all bordered cards, retro frame cards, in the commander decks themselves. So the commander decks come with all 100 of them, of the cards in each deck is retro framed. And I find it really beautiful. We've done a couple of openings for them of both boxes. And this is, for example, it's Urza. And you can see this has been foiled and it's quite beautiful. There are only like 2 foils per actual, well, if you don't count the Police Keeper, the oversized commander card, or overthinking commander card, display card. But yeah, it's really, really nice. And furthermore, you can find also the non-foil version of Urza and Mishra, and also a couple more of the commander cards when you open set boosters. So this is another thing that you can get, and it's really, really cool. Now, regarding the retro artifact cards, specifically. They can be found in draft boosters, where you can get booster packs, where you can get 1 card per pack at least, with 16% chance of it being a schematic version. In the set boosters, with 1 card per pack at least, being again 16% chance of it being a schematic, with a further chances of being in the wildcard slots, which you get 2 maximum wildcards per set booster pack. And in those wildcard, you can also get a chance at a limited amount of the jumpstart cards, and also a limited amount of the commander cards as well. Furthermore, in the collector's boosters, you get 3 to 4 cards per pack of the retro bordered artifacts. And while 1 foil can either be a schematic version or a normal retro version. And and that's about it. The serialized schematic cards, those can only be found in collector booster packs only, and they have less than 1% chance of appearing when you unbox it. So, they are extremely rare, the serialized cards. If you've seen the prices, they go in upwards of thousands of dollars or British pounds. And the word of the streets is that there should be 1 per case for a collector's booster box case, right? Which contains 6 collector booster boxes. Now, this is not a given. So some have opened a case and gotten 2 out of it, and some have opened a case and got a 0 out of it. If you're really interested in trying to open one yourself, you should probably buy 2 sealed cases. Remember to buy sealed, because it could be that the person has searched the case, found the card, and has sold the remainder of the boxes out. And yeah, you should buy 2 sealed cases and go crazy. But realistically, I'd advise you that if there's 1 sealed card, serialized cards that you really want out of the retro artifacts, just buy it outright if you really need it that badly. The next up, we have the Transformers cards. So the Transformers cards are the newer edition of Universes Beyond for Magic the Gathering, and it ties in with Hasbro's big franchise, another one of their big franchises. And basically, these are cards that you can open in different parts, and they are double-faced. So you'll have here on the left is a Megatron foil, and here on the right is the normal one, and they're double-faced. You can see they have the Universes Beyond sticker for authenticity. And yeah, you have pretty interesting cards. Now, these cards can be played in Legacy as well. So it's kind of funny to see if anybody can come up with a Megatron deck. Anyway, the next part that they added that's really cool is the Shattered Glass Transformer cards. These are very rare to get. Especially the foil ones are extremely rare to get. But what's really nice is that, unlike the normal Transformer cards, which have the illustration is basically taken from a cartoon, these ones are extended art with alternate arts, and they're properly drawn out by a Magic the Gathering artist. Not to take away from the cartoons, because it takes skill to draw something like that, but I'm just saying, the art here is more elaborate, and they're both sides of the card are more elaborate. Now, we didn't get lucky enough to get one of the foil ones, but you can see now here on the screen that what a foiling looks on one of these is fairly simple foiling that you would get on any extended art double-sided foil cards. And yeah, they're really cool. Now, for finding them, these arrive, basically you can find one in every bundle, and it's a non-foil only, of the normal ones, of the normal Transformers. And you can, I mean, if you open them under, you can also find more in the set boosters as boosters packs, as you'll see. One in the gift bundle, which, well, if it's printed in the United States, is going to be crinkled and bent. So I would advise you that not to get that, to not get that if you're trying to get a Transformers card, or as you'll see, the alternate art from Quillen Kyla Binkrog. And furthermore, if in the normal booster packs, you can find them in set boosters, whereas one card is non-foil in about 10% of the packs, and a chance to get up to 2 in the wildcard slots in the set boosters. And then you can get 1 card foil or non-foil in every pack of collector's boosters packs, at least. Furthermore, regarding the shard glass, one can only be found in collector's boosters packs, and you have about a 12% chance of receiving 1 card per pack, foil or non-foil. And now the shadow foil versions of these cards are extremely rare, and they go even higher. For some of them, like Optimus Prime, Megatron, they tend to go higher than actual serialized double rainbow foil cards of the artifacts. So if you get one, very good for you. And yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing, and it's another cool Universes Beyond that's been added to the Magic the Gathering franchise. Next up, we have the extended art or Borderless Planeswalker alternate art cards or alternate Borderless cards, whatever you want to call them. In the end, the art itself of these cards is different from the original's art. So if you can see here, for example, Teferi Temporal Pilgrim, it's done on the left as a schematic kind of feel, and I really love the illustrations on these cards. They're really, really beautiful. As you can notice, the quality assurance of Magic the Gathering strikes again. As you can see, my stamp is not even centered, but yeah, it's really, really beautiful. It's following trend of what's happened and started with Throne of Eldraine with the Planeswalkers, but also you can get alternate arts for the dual lands that you can find in the set. So this is an underground river, and to be fair, for this, for example, for this specific card, it's quite dark, and it's really hard to see the detail, but yeah, they're really beautiful if you want to try and get them. Now these are about 3% of each, like a 3% chance to get one of these cards non-foil and a normal draft booster. You can get a 4% chance to get this card foil or non-foil in a set booster pack. So it means if you're looking for a foil one, there's better chance to open it in a set booster pack. And in a collector booster packs, you can either get 1 Borderless or 1 extended art per pack. Now, the extended art are not these ones, because these are classified as alternate art. But as I said, by now people know what an extended art is, but I will still show a couple of them. And you can also find them in collector booster samples. So 1 rare or mythic cards can be an extended art or a Borderless card or a traditional rare foil in the booster samples, which are present in the bundles. So you can find them either in the gift bundle or in the normal bundle. Now, going back to the old borders, and now more specifically going back to the commanders. Now, the commanders, as you can see here, these are all commanders cards. As we said before, this is the main commander for one of the decks. The other one is Mishra. And this is foil. Now, the retro frame is only found either in the wildcard slot or in the decks themselves. But if you want the extended art, you will be able to find it in the collected booster pack. So in the collected booster sample packs, you can also get a borderless one. as well. And then, as I said, all 100 cards plus the one display commander are all retro framed. And then the collector booster packs, you have a chance to have an extended foil art at least one non-foil commander or a jumpstart card in the collector's booster pack. And then in the set booster packs also, the 2 wild cards, you can find the commander cards in there as well. Regarding another type of different art, we're looking now at the one provided by Buy in a Box. So it's the Buy a Box promo, and this is the Mishra's Foundry, and this is the original art, and this is the Buy a Box promo. Here we'll zoom in for you for a little bit just to see the differences. So you can see the art is completely different. And yeah, so these ones you can only get while supplies last at your local gaming store if you've bought a booster box of any kind. So I can see mine is a bit starting to bend a little bit, and it was straight up to like put into a binder, but whatever. But yeah, it's really cool. And again, this is retro framed, and I really love the retro frames. Again, the retro frames do not have the whole stamp, but they do have the comment. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I wish I had a full play set of these because these are really, really cool. And furthermore, regarding the other type of retro frame and different versions, and we hit upon this earlier, is if you buy a gift bundle or a bundle, you can get Queen Kaila being Krug on the alternate art retro frame foil version, so which is this one here on the left. Now the one on the right is the normal foiling, as we've seen before. Yeah, it's really, really nice to get these. Again, the gift bundle that I got was from the United States, and the normal bundle was printed in Belgium. This one is the one from Belgium. It's not warping. The one from the States came as pringled and bent as a Scottish man on a binge. So yeah, if you really want this, I would look at buying the normal bundle if you want to play it, because I mean it's going to be pringled otherwise. Now the extended art cards are something that we've seen already before in other sets, and it just takes the original illustration and removes the border here and there, and brings in a wider view of the whole entire illustration. And these are very beautiful cards. I believe that it was a really cool idea for collectors to create something like this. Now you can get these in collector booster packs, so you have a low chance of one card in it being foil, and one more can either be borderless or extended art or mythic rare. So again, if you get that slot, or even one more can either be an extended art commander or jumpstart non-foil. So you have basically 3 chances of getting this, either in the common, uncommon, rare slot, or in the other 2 slots that we've just explained. And you can also get these in the collector booster sample pack found in the bundle and the gift bundle, which has again 1 rare mythic of the cards and can be extended art, borderless, or traditional rare foil. Next up, we have one of my favorite things in the set, which is the melding. Basically is the ability to flip the 2 cards if they're in play. So for example, in Titania, Voice of Gaia, if you have 4 or more lands in your graveyard, you also have Argos, Sanctum of Nature, in play at the same time, you can flip it. And what happens when you do flip it is it creates Titania, Gaia Incarnate. So this is really cool. These cards are foil, and they're both sides foiled. So this is really, really nice. Of course, in a any place setting, realistically, you're getting them out and putting on this and that. Yeah, you can do that. That's pretty nice. But if you're in a competitive setting, good luck trying to do that. I've had a mixed bag of the melds. Basically, most of them have arrived with some scratches, either at the back or at the front. As you can see here, that's a proper scratch or something missing, and it's a mythic card as well, which is kind of sad. But yeah, both sides are foil, and it's really, really cool. And I think it's a really nice addition. Now, these Meld Cards, they are in normal booster packs. So you can find them anywhere, any booster pack, because they're not a specific version. But we just wanted to show you something that's really nice because it's a new type of card that's been introduced with this set. Now, furthermore, we have the addition of list cards and the list lot for set boosters, and these for this specific set of Brothers War, they added some of the Urza's block cards, so Urza's Destiny, Saga, or Legacy. And I mean, for players like myself who used to play back then, this is a blast in the past, or from the past, sorry. And you can get one of these in about 25% of the set booster packs that you open, replacing the token or one of those, dummy cards. Yeah, it's really, really cool to be able to open a part of history like this. Lastly, the last lot, which has been done before as well, is the addition of art cards and art signed cards. You can see here I have the Precursor Golem, a retro frame schematic, and it's art card right beside it. It's really, really nice. Furthermore, some of the art cards will have an artist's signature engraved with gold inside the card itself. Now, these are placeholder, and this is what the back looks like with the name of the card itself, the artist, and how many there are, like the set itself, like what card it is out of the art cards. And yeah, I mean, it's really, really cool if you're into art like myself. It's really, really nice to get these. Realistically, if you open quite a bit of boxes, you will start racking them up really quickly. So yeah, and this edition of this artist signature is not bad. I think, realistically, what they could have done is actually have the artist sign physically some of these. I don't know, like 100, and there you go. You have some serialized of these, and some people will want them. Well, not serialized, but you know what I mean, like a limited amount of something valuable for people who like signed cards and art cards. And hell, I would have even done it with the signature, but maybe that's something that they'll do in the future. Ready signed serialized cards, or just ready signed cards in limited amounts on the set worldwide. But yeah, anyways, this is really cool. Now for these ones, you can get about one per pack for set booster packs only, and you have a 10% chance of it being a foil gold signature on the card itself. Otherwise, it just comes without it. Okay, so that's it. That's it for us on this guide. Please make sure that if you want a bit more detail and are looking for the information, we'll put a link below once the guide goes up live on our website. And we will be doing this series basically for as long as we can for every set and booster box and sealed item of things that have different versions, because it's very confusing to a lot of people. But I hope this was instructional, helpful, and from Scotty and myself, we thank you very much for your time and patience with us today. And we wish you a great day, a lovely day, a blessed day. Be good, be kind, and we'll see you on to the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.